of friends are walking by like, dude, we haven't seen this for like 20 years or something, you know? I mean, at the time, I must have been, yeah, like 34, you know, 34, 35. I'm 36 now, so yeah, I didn't see her since. I mean, I've seen her. We were together like when I was 15, so exactly 21 years ago today. Anyway, to make a long story short, we're talking, we're kind of flirting, fucking around.
There
The
we
friends
go.
are walking by like, and she's like, Eddie, you should have been my first. and I was like,
Oh.
and I was like, all right, yeah, I agree. And she's like, remember I used to tell you that I wanted to lose my virginity? And I'm like, dude, who the fuck does that, right? And she's like, no, at the Russian church I go to, it's kind of like Orthodox. There's like a perfect spot where they have like teen night, and people just go there and like smoke weed and fuck around.
Uh-huh.
And, like it would have been perfect. And I'm thinking, man. Anyway, yeah, I was trying to rekindle the flame, and I told her, you know what, I'm not gonna ask for your number, your social
Mm-hmm.
media information. I'm just gonna, if I see you again the next Friendsgiving, and you don't have this boyfriend, we'll rekindle the flame. And she says, sounds like a good idea. Sounds good to me. So sure enough, this past Thanksgiving, I didn't go to the party. So who knows, man? She could have been there. She could have been single. I'll never know. I no showed it. Typical me, I bitched out, but whatever.
So let me ask you this: who was your first, and do you remember?
Yeah. So I was, I want to say 16 and a half, and it was a chick from La Puente. She went to a private school, Bishop Amant, and
Oh, I know that place.
yeah, easy there. Don't ask any questions, Rick, because I always like I bump into people from the area, and I'm like, because first time, not nothing to be proud of. However, there was definitely no protection going on. So just in the random event that there's a 20-year-old kid out there, uh, sorry I wasn't in your life, buddy.
Like that,
Dang.
huh? This
Yeah,
little Ugo Jr. out there.
yeah, yeah,
It's
and
Quinquillo.
yeah, yeah.
So
No,
I got a question for y'all. If you had a kid, a son, and you saw that he grew up and he had no game, would you go out of your way and get a prostitute and have him lose to his virginity to a prostitute? Would you go that
one
far?
of my so my one of my best friends, his son is 10, and the day he was born, I said, man, 13 years from today, we'll be taking on either Adelitas, El Hong Kong, you know,
Uh,
down on El Coahuila and TJ, And now that he's 10, we went out for some acai yesterday after jiu-jitsu.
Acai.
And, this, and I told his mom, I said, your boy, he's 10 years old. He's 3 years away from, getting a little curious and checking at his pee-pee. And I think, you know what, as a good as a good padrino, I think it'll be in his best interest that I take him down to TJ and have him, you know, have it be memorable, man. Instead of
No
some
way.
sloppy, yeah, dude.
You did
I
that? You said that?
yeah.
Oh shit.
What you
What did he
say?
say?
I mean, she's like, yeah, right, you're fucking crazy. But the thing is, like, I mean, I don't know if that's like psychologically damaging or scarring for kids. Like when they like hook up with teachers and stuff at a young age. Like when you hear about these student-teacher relationships. But I gotta imagine that'd be a gnarly ass story to all your buddies. Oh yeah, my uncles took me to TJ when I was 13, and they told me to pick whichever one I wanted, two if I wanted. Hey, why not, man? You only do it once.
Dude, that would be like going to Disneyland, man. Hell yeah. I'd be all in.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't gone to TJ yet. Shit, man. I want to go to fucking Hong Kong, bro. I've been talking about
Okay,
going to Hong Kong
okay. So check this out,
with
man.
my
So let me
homies and
tell.
shit.
So let me tell you, like for example, if you were down here in LA, and you said, "Yo, let's go to Titty Bar, let's go to strip club," I'd probably try to like convince you, like, let's just go somewhere else. The reason is not only do I feel it's a waste of time and money, I mean, you should go home with blue balls, unless you get lucky. People always say, "Oh yeah, I hooked up with a chick." Bullshit. However, for me, the reason why I don't like strip clubs is because my first experience was down in. So it's like essentially like when you go to TJ and it's like everything goes. It's like you went to Disneyland for your first, public outing as a kid, and then when I go to something here in like the states, it's like you took me to the local park and had me fucking riding the seesaw. It's like what a bootleg experience. Especially these
Yeah.
chicks say like no hands or just hands at the hips, don't touch. And it's like when in TJ everything goes, man.
Everything
And
goes.
and I don't know if you guys have seen La Bamba, but it's pretty memorable when he says, food, nude, and tattooed, man. That's what happens in TJ.
Oh man. So we have a few topics for today. We want to start off with what was one of your most memorable shits that you've ever taken?
All
Nice.
right.
Well, before I get started, I'd like to say that tonight's episode, I'm smoking a nice Julius Caesar Diamond Crown. It's a Maduro, and it's I believe Nicaraguan,
Uh huh.
Nicaraguan wrapped. It's nice and delicious. Fulfilling my obsession with phallic symbols
Mm-hmm.
in my mouth. So memorable shits.
Yeah.
I once took a shit that was like it almost hurt me, man, and it just felt like it was going on forever. And when I looked down at the bowl, dude, it looked like a perfect swirl, like from like a soft serve or something. And
No
I'm thinking, dude,
way.
that came out of my butt, man. Like, fuck.
I have those shits from time to time where it's just catastrophic. It's like ginormous. It looks like the fuck was in me,
Yeah, the old Lincoln log, right?
and I'm just like, what am I like? In a way, I kind of wanted to take a photo and remember. Like it's just like one of those like shits. You're like, God damn, what the fuck did I eat?
Back in like the Rotten.com days, like the late '90s, early 2000s,
Uh huh.
there was like these Russian chicks that it was like a porno, but it wasn't a porno. They were just naked,
Uh huh.
but they would take a shit anywhere, like on cue
Is that
almost.
What the
And
hell?
they
is
and they would drop these massive deuces, man. And it was like
wait
you
wait
said,
wait wait? Is that the one that's like? Is that the one? Okay, so I've heard of the two girls in a cup. Isn't there one like the four girls where they take shits? Is that what you're talking
no, 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 no. It's
Oh
not two
about? No,
girls, one cup. It's not two girls, one cup. This one is like there's
no,
like these two Russian girls, and
no.
they're just dropping like a massive swirly
No,
mountain.
I know. That's what I mean. Like I think I like of course there's obviously the two girls in one cup, but there was something like where it was like four Russian girls and they're fucking taking swirlies. And I'm like, that's why I'm like,
it,
holy shit.
Mm.
it might be, man. They added two girls to the. I'm not sure. Um, what about those? The phantom shits, right? The ones where like you go to the toilet and you're sitting there and you could
Nothing
have
comes
sworn
out.
yeah, and you wipe and it's like, dude, nothing is there. And you're like, that's weird. I
Yeah,
could
I
have
hate
sworn something came
those.
out.
I hate those. Cause you're like, you already got your pants down. You're on your phone. Trying to kill some time as you're waiting for it to come out, and you're pushing and you're like trying to force something out, and then you ask yourself like, do I just keep going, or do I just get up and pretend this never happened? But then if you do
No, no.
that, you're like, well, eventually I'm gonna have to take a shit. And what if I like get up and leave, and then all of a sudden I just shit my pants? Like, it's such a
No, no,
dilemma.
no. No, no.
Yeah.
That's true. But what I'm talking about is the ones where you could have swore you did this shit. Like something came out,
Uh huh.
and you go to wipe, and like there's nothing there. And you're like,
Oh, like a
the
clean
fuck?
a clean pinch.
Yeah.
You talking about a clean
Yeah,
pinch? Oh, those are
yeah.
amazing.
No, no, no. But I'm saying no. Like you look down at the bowl, and there's no shit there.
Wait, there's no.
Nothing came out.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It already went. It went. It already went down the latch, right? It went like.
Or nothing happened, man. It's
No,
the
yeah,
phantom shits.
he's
It's the
right.
phantom
That
shits.
that's happened several times. Hell yeah.
Where like the poop is like there's nothing there, right, in the toilet, but something
There's
came
nothing
out,
there.
but something
Or
came out.
Or
or
like you
did
had the
it?
sensation. Yeah. Like you had the sensation that something came out.
It's
What
a
if
dude. I'm
what
telling
if
you,
it was one
it's
of
the
those
phantom shit. It's a glitch in the matrix, bro.
what if it was a tapeworm?
No, dude, it's confirmation that there's a matrix, and we're all in this fucking preset system here. This
What do you think deja
preordained
vu
life.
is?
I think it's a I chalk deja vu up to like the Mandela effect. It's essentially the matrix correcting itself, like the alternate timelines adjusting because something happened that there was like maybe some lag or some delay or something.
Mm.
It's like when people talk about energy vortexes and things like that. Like you distinctly remember like a sensation, and then you experience it again, but that memory is gone. I think it's like I mean, I don't want to say the Matrix, but for lack of a better word, something so we can all understand. I believe it's like the Matrix correcting itself.
Hmm.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's just there. I've experienced deja vu and I get it quite frequently, and it's just like I did this already. Like this moment already happened.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Talking about shits. Remember, I don't know if I remember we had this conversation a while ago, but every time I'm going to performance in front of someone, whether it's like music, spoken word, anything where people are like, there's like a crowd or something, or even play soccer,
Uh.
or compete in jiu-jitsu. I have to go drop a deuce before I go. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
like
You told me that
it's the
last week.
butterflies in the
Yeah,
butterflies in the stomach. It's the pregame jitters,
that's interesting.
and I mean I could be I think where I'm good to go, and yet I start changing. I'm in my shit. I'm like, you know what? Hold on, I gotta go.
Man,
Just a quick little unloading, and
Yep.
that's a weird like thing to go through. Imagine if you
I think
were like fighting. And you had to take a
yeah.
shit before your fight. That would suck.
Well,
With the
It's happened to
gloves,
me.
with the gloves on and everything. Can't even.
well, I think
You gotta have someone wipe for
like
you.
people always ask like, "Are you nervous?" And I think like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I'm nervous. I don't want to lose." And I think it was like Michael Jordan that said that he was always nervous that he never wanted to lose. He's like,
Mm.
dude, if you're not afraid, you're not. I mean, certain trains of thought, but I believe that Jordan felt compelled to just take everyone, seriously, not take anyone for granted, and
Uh, yeah,
I don't
but
know, it's a competitive
I
spirit.
also heard Michael Jordan doesn't tip. Is that true?
Yeah, I heard that. I'm not sure. I mean, I've never met the guy. I heard he's a dick, but that's why they say don't meet your heroes, don't meet your idols.
Yeah. Have you ever met any of your idols or heroes?
Well, maybe you guys don't know who this is, but it's Bay Area punk legends, Dead Kennedys. I met the lead singer a couple years ago in Vegas, and when I asked him, "Hey, let me take a picture," he's like, "Oh, not right now. I'm looking for a friend." And I'm like, "Fuck you, like this guy was like so important to me when I was like 13, 14, 15, even through like my 20s. And here I am, and I'm like, "Oh shit, it's Jello Biafra, former lead singer of Dead Kennedys, such like a political activist and a hero of mine, and philosophy and just the way he carried himself." And I asked him for a picture, and he says, "Oh no, I'm busy looking for a friend." It's like he couldn't stop for 2 seconds and take a stupid ass picture with me. Fuck him.
I mean,
Yeah,
I guess if I was to meet Chicharito or be in a situation where I ran into him and he was, and he said, "Go fuck yourself," I would be pretty upset too.
yeah. I met
You're
Jorge
not
Campos.
alone, man.
I met Jorge Campos, and he took a picture.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any significant poop stories. All I know is the day after eating spicy food, man, those are rough. It just
Yeah,
burns coming in and burns going out, man. It's part of doing it. It's like I'm gonna eat some spicy food, but I'm gonna regret it 8 hours later.
Here,
yeah.
man. Ever
When I
since
when
I
I
became ever since I became diabetic, that's how it's been. Except that it's not the day after; it's the date, literally the day, like the same day. I don't know. It's I guess being a diabetic, like the immune system goes down, and back in the day when I used to have like a shit ton of chile and salads, now I pay for it like one way or another day.
Speaking about diabetes, this segment is brought to you by Coke Zero.
That's so. I prefer Coke like Diet Coke though.
No calories, no carbs, no sugar, man. Best bang for your buck.
Yeah.
I'm in the Bay Area. We drink LaCroix here because we're better than you guys.
Isn't it LaCroix?
La Croix.
LaCroix, LaCroix. It's that
No, it's
sparkly, fancy water. You know,
no, dude. It has a cockroach pesticide.
I'll take it. I'll take it any day over syrupy, sugary soda. But I do
It's like,
drink Mexican Coke from time to time because that shit's bomb.
Of course, man. You got to. You just got to. From the glass bottle, right?
Medio litro.
Eso.
Every time I go to Guadalajara, that's my main drink, my first one.
You get that with a torta ahogada?
Torta ahogada and a medio litro de coca.
Eso. That's
You
good.
know,
That's good.
and you hit the town.
Tortas Ahogadas right there in the centro de Guadalajara.
They're
I love
everywhere.
it. Even though people tell me, "Oh no, there's better places," I'm like, I like to go there just because it's like right there in the center.
My favorite
I can
spot
take
is
pictures.
Charlie's. It's called Charlie's. It's like a 2-story restaurant. It's right there in downtown, and that's where I met Cubo Torres. He was there with his girlfriend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good looking.
Nice.
So if you guys are over there, go to Charlie's. It's a really cool place. They got big ass screens. You can watch the game there. They got futbolito. Good food.
You can hang out with
Good
you can hang out
prices?
with like Irreverente.
Right? And then prices are pretty good, and they also have like live music. They always have like somebody singing or somebody DJing. It's a nice place. I like it. I used to go like when I went, we would go like every fucking day because we love that place. It was so fun.
All right, I'll take your word for it the next time I'm there. I'm probably gonna be there in December.
Guadalajara. All right.
Big Chapala.
No, I'm going there too.
You know what I've been doing lately is I'll land in Zacatecas, pick up a rental car, and then drop it off in Guadalajara and fly back to to LA, and take a nice little drive from Zacatecas to
Man, you go through Las Curvas? That's
yeah.
it's rough.
No, I like to go to like the through Aguascalientes and like Lagos de Moreno and all that shit. You know, take a
Nice.
nice little trip, and then head over to Tequila, get rip roaring drunk, maybe stay the night.
So we gotta talk about another topic. I'm trying to think. Hugo, you've been ranting and bitching. So I'm gonna take this time to give you the mic and say, what are some of the things that have been grinding your gears lately? What are things that are pissing you off?
I don't know, because people always tell me to just angry man yelling at the cloud or get off my lawn. I find myself really just like even like in work settings, people are like, oh, you have such a good attitude and you're such a good boss because you smile and you greet everyone. Everyone just really vibes off of your infectious attitude. Secretly, deep down, man, I hate everyone there. Can't wait to fucking leave. I hate the way people dress. I hate the way like right now, like with like the molding of like the cultures like hip hop and like rock or whatever rock still exists. You have like these dudes like with beards and fucking like you know fades and like they're like essentially combing their hair, their little pompadours with grease and shit. And everyone's like rocking these like little like generic rockabilly looks with like tattoos and shit. But they're like into fucking, I don't know, Migos or whatever the fuck you guys listen to, and it's just like, dude, I can't even tell people apart anymore. At least back in my day, you know, the late '80s, '90s, you could tell, oh, those were the punk kids, those were the skater kids, those were the cholos, those were the fucking the Wu
See,
Tang kids, the metalheads, the Iron Maiden guys.
But isn't
Now
it
it's like,
beautiful? It's beautiful because now it's a melting pot. Everything's just one thing now.
dude, he's literally Channing Tatum in 21 Jump Street. He's like, those are jocks, those are nerds. I don't know what those are. What the fuck are those things? I'm so confused right now.
dude, yeah, it's like, and ever since like Little Wayne fucking became like a skateboarder or whatever, it's like these fools like wear Vans, they got skinny jeans, they fucking wear this like the hundreds, or dirty ghetto kids, or whatever the fuck people
Dude, you're like
wear, and
talking
I'm
about
just
like 2008, bro. Get with the times, man. Now,
no, I know, but I'm saying
now
like,
it's the anti-social social club. You see those things?
yeah, dude, yeah,
No,
dude,
now it's
it's
about
like,
wearing Yeezys and wearing skinny jeans that are ripped up and getting
okay, so
face tattoos and dyeing your hair
so,
purple and shit.
right, so Yeezys, explain this to me, okay? Jaime, you as a fucking Kanye fan or whatever. Those shoes are fucking ugly. I mean, are they comfortable? They look like something that my abuelita would like knit for me, you know. And why do they say 355 on them? You know, like I don't get it.
um,
Like it seems like a running shoe that was like knit on top by like I don't know tejidos by my abuelita, and it says like 365 on them or something. What is like some kind of code or what is that? I don't know. Explain that to me.
Yeezy
Explain to
Supply,
me.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
350.
What's 350?
I honestly don't know. I don't know what it
You got
stands for. Maybe the
Like
price, because that's how much they sell for, 350.
I,
But
I remember I got an email from like Foot Locker saying, "Oh, the Yeezys are dropping on Saturday." So and me, you know, being a scalper of everything, I said, "Dude, let me wake up early and try to buy some Yeezys so I can resell them because I understand that they resell for a higher price, but I could not get them and everything sold out." And I said, "Man, thank goodness." You know, at the end of the day, fuck those shoes, fuck Kanye.
all right,
I
so
could never get behind them.
as far as like the Yeezys go and all that, the only people buying those are like people that are into hype beast and all these sneakerheads, or maybe people that just like to resell them.
Okay, that's another thing, dude. This like culture that we have, and you said yeah, 2008, but like I said, you know, that's like around the time like Little Wayne became like a rapper or a skateboarder or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
this past like 15 years or so, it's like people are like rocking Jordans, people are like reproducing them, whatever. People are like waiting in line to buy them, and like we've created this culture of like old ass men in fucking sneakers. Dude. To me, it just looks really tacky. It looks like we have like this, you know, repressed childhoods. We have a bunch of dudes out there. Fucking, I mean, thank God, like the jean shorts went away, the jorts, you know, for the most part. But dude, like I see, like okay, like Pete Davidson, or what's that one fucking the YouTube thing, the where they go and buy, they go like to a sneaker shop, like, oh, what sneakers are you into? Like
Oh,
they had
Complex.
Complex, yeah, and I saw
Yeah,
like Canelo on there and Future, and I'm
they
like,
record people, you know, buying shoes and talking about like their favorite shoes. But you know, the thing that I think what I find so stupid about that is these people are sponsored or endorse. You know, like it's like they had Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm like, the fuck? Why I want to watch that? He's only gonna pick Nikes because he's fucking. You know, he has to. Like they had Allen
yeah,
Iverson, and he could only have Reeboks. And he only bought like 2 pairs because no one buys Reeboks. I'm like, this is fucking
oh,
retarded. Like, why would
oh yeah, or
you
you.
like,
get all these
dude,
athletes?
Canelo's like he was eyeballing this like Supreme like fucking turtleneck like mock sweater thing. He's like, oh yeah, I've been wanting that for a while. And I'm like, dude, he paid like 15 grand for it. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't wear that shit like for free, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand it, man. Like,
It's like a culture thing. Luckily, I'm not too much of an offender when it comes to that stuff. Like I bought Yeezys and I sold them. You know, I didn't buy them to keep them. And I remember I got hella shit from you guys. You're like, "What the fuck you buy Yeezys for, you fucking idiot?" And I'm like, "Bro, I sold them for like $100 more than what they cost. That's the only reason I
You
bought
made
them."
a profit? God
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah, there was the sesames. They were like, like a colorway that was like hard to get or whatever. And I luckily have like an average shoe size, so it was pretty popular. But yeah, I only did it once. I didn't do it again because I didn't, I don't like selling shit on eBay. It's just with the seller fees and the shipping and all that, you end up, I mean, the margins aren't that great.
Barely
But
breaking even, pretty much.
Not
you know,
breaking even, but they do take a significant cut.
Hmm.
on that during Kobe Bryant's last game, they called it Mamba Day, and you could go online during the game and through custom, Nike's custom ID or whatever,
Uh huh.
you could design your own Kobe. I don't know if it was like the Kobe 10 or Kobe 11s, but I remember I designed these shoes, and when I got them, I remember I went online. I like checked out like the local Sheiks. I asked a bunch of people. I mean, I did a Craigslist, everything, looking to see like what type of shoes people designed. And there was like literally like of like the thousands of shoes I saw. I went through tons of pictures, and no one had designed shoes like the way I had them. And I thought, oh, dude, I'm gonna be able to resell these. And then one day my buddy's like, "Nah, dude, you don't want to fucking sell those because it's like those shoes you designed them, man. They're pretty authentic. They look pretty fresh. They're like gold and fucking purple, and they got like all these numbers like to signify like certain stats in Kobe's life and
You should
career.
send a photo to us. I want to see.
Yeah, I'll pull one up.
Yeah, when you get a
But
chance.
I ended up wearing them, and I wore them to the gym, and
Hmm.
people would like ask me, like, dude, where the fuck did you get those shoes? And I'm like, oh, these were the custom Mamba Day at Kobe. And they were like, fuck. And I remember I had this one guy offer me $450 for them. I thought, fuck.
Four
Here
fifty.
I, yeah, here I am wearing them. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I think I made the wrong move, but then again, I don't know. I mean, money only lasts so long, right? By the way, quick shout out to the Major League Soccer and whoever that dumbass knucklehead that bought my 4 tickets for the LAFC LA Galaxy game for $200 a piece. Good looking out, bro. I
Damn.
uh, I
All
paid
right.
I paid 22 a seat, so that's $88 total tax and everything, $88, and I sold them for $800. So
Damn, son.
thank you
Yeah.
MLS.
Yeah. Shout out to the MLS. Shout out to the just delusional people that think the league's worth anything. Anyways, I don't want to talk about MLS.
Me
Um,
neither. Me neither.
I was
but
gonna say
I
something.
do I do. So I went ahead and I also did a Nike ID pair. Back when I used to play soccer, I Nike ID'd a pair of Vapors, and I was obsessed with a certain model. It was like pink, and I remember at the
Hmm.
time, this is before cleats were like super crazy colors. You only had black, white. Every now and then Nike would drop like a crazy color, but they did this one drop and it was rosa pink Vapors, and they were really hard to get. And I owned a pair, and then they broke on me. So then when Nike ID came out, I actually ID'd a pair, and I still have them. They're hanging in my room. I never wore them or anything, but I shared it online and on Big Soccer, and they're like, "Damn, bro, like I'll buy those off of you for like $500." I'm like, "Hell no, those are mine only, one of a kind." But I think if it's not shoes, it's something else. Everybody has their one thing that they do that they buy into or they collect or whatever. For Ugo, it's gambling and also fucking scalping tickets. Like everybody has their thing that they do. Whether like everyone has their shoe obsession. It's just labeled differently.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree to a certain point.
Like everyone has like something that a guilty pleasure that they get they buy into. Like I don't know. I just think that's just how our how it is here in the United States. We're just so
Yeah,
into
it's
this consumerism type of mentality.
for sure, man. And like as much as I try to like live like, minimalist, like I'm like for example, right now I'm doing away with all my bobbleheads, all my Dodger Kings
Mm-hmm.
bobbleheads. Like fuck all this. I don't need all this shit. I don't
Yeah.
need those Funko Pops or whatever the fuck. It's like what are we like little kids? I don't need all these toys and like but like I don't need trinkets anymore. I don't need to fucking collect like mugs from all the places I visit. I need like fucking style. I don't need coffee mugs from Starbucks. Like what cities I visit. I don't. It's all clutter, man, and
Yeah,
not
it
worth.
is.
It's not worth a shit, dude. You know?
And I'm currently in the process of just trying to get rid of a lot of the shit that I own. And I've been going through like each room in my house and taking things out. Like the other day, I have two drawers under my bed that slide out, and that's where I keep some of my clothes. And I said, all right, today I'm going to take all my clothes out. I'm going to count how much clothes I have in those two drawers, and I'm going to cut half of it and donate half of the shit that I own. And it was tough, man, because there's a lot of shit in there that I'm like, I didn't want to let go, you know? Whether it was like an old jersey from like, you know, my when I used to play club soccer, or just like a shirt that was like a gift, like shit like that. I'm like, man, I don't really want to let this go. But then I asked myself, like, I never actually wear this stuff anymore. It's like I'm just like keeping it for no fucking reason. And instead, I could be donating this shirt, and somebody in Africa can be wearing it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? You
yeah.
know?
Well, like
Mhm.
for me, like instead of like here in LA we got the Salvation Army, we have the uh, Goodwill, but yeah, I remember this one guy, kind of or whatever. He's like in Head Rock, he like features like some rap. And one day he was like, dude, I just go down to Skid Row. I just either every year or every 2 years around the holidays, and I just get all the old ass clothing that I have, put it all in bags, give it away, and if people find it useful, good. If not,
Yeah.
well. But he's like, dude, because you're not really wearing this shit, and if you can, it's like it's stuff that you can afford.
Right.
You can go out and buy something new. It's like, I mean, like realistically, you could have hundreds of thousands, but really, like, what's in your rotation? I mean, honestly speaking, like, I mean, what every week, how many pairs of shoes do you wear? Do you go through your hundreds of shoes, or you do stick to a couple pair?
Well,
For me, I stick to work boots when I'm at work. I stick to like a pair of like comfortable like loafers or whatever, and I wear like two pairs of something like I'm looking at like five different shoes if that, every month, and it's like and after a while I switch them out. So it's like, what do I have all the other shoes? Why do I keep my stupid ass Kobe's?
yeah.
Nonsense, man. Clutter. I don't know, man. I don't know about feng shui, but it's having shit. I just, I'm over it, man. I'm over it.
Yeah. And I'm like basically right now I'm just trying to tackle the biggest challenge for me, which is my fucking closet, cuz it's a lot of work. I get distracted easily and I get overwhelmed easily, so I need to tackle that one with a plan. But I have so much clothes in there that I don't even wear anymore, and I've lost like a significant amount of weight, so I'm fitting into my older clothes. But it's just like, damn, man, all this stuff that I own, it's like I just feel like guilty sometimes. And like you said, it's like clutter, it's just like I just dream of one day where I just look at my room or whatever, and there's just like nothing there. Maybe just like handful of clothes. And like what I've learned from like people that have done this is like they just when you eliminate all like majority of your shit, the stuff that you do own and that that is in your possession, you just cherish it more, and you just find better ways to like rotate your clothes and be more efficient. So I'm excited to take it on. It's a lot of work, especially like when it comes to electronics. I own a lot of gadgets, and like,
That's gonna be a real challenge for you.
well, in a way, it's the cool thing is like a lot of the stuff that I own retains its value, so I can get a lot of money back for the stuff that I own. But it's just tough because like as a geek and as like a tech enthusiast, like I have a tech channel that I like to review stuff, and I like to unbox stuff, and I like to keep on to the boxes and everything. And it's tough because you tell yourself that you need this, or that, oh, what if, I'm gonna need this later on, like especially with like computers, like, oh, I need to keep this fan or this hard drive because I might use it later in a next build or something. So you just end up hoarding a lot of stuff that you might use, but then you realize you probably could have just gotten rid of it. And if worst case scenario you get to that situation, you might just have to, buy that part when it happens. But I don't know, it's just,
Yeah,
it's weird.
for me,
Oh
it's
yeah.
not tech stuff. For me, I keep books. I know that people like get rid of them, pass them off to people. I like to keep all because I have this crazy idea of someday having a giant everything and have walls of to me I think I cherish that because I think there's value in the image and just retaining books so every now and then you can go back to them and flip through them. But I mean, you start thinking about your mortality and you're like, dude, really, like, when am I going to go through all these books? When am I going to have, oh yeah, let me check that one out. So I could sell them, like I have been selling off all my PlayStation 4 and 3 games. I'm never going to go back to them. I mean, I still keep my old Nintendo and Super Nintendo stuff. I think it's nostalgia. But
Yeah.
everything after that, everything must go. I sold it to GameStop, the local little video games. I don't know, man. Even like my baseball card. I mean, I have a Yogi Berra, like a 62 card, and I know last I checked, it was worth like maybe like $150. But other than that, I don't really think I have anything.
Also,
Jordan
I
rookie cards and stuff.
yeah,
I don't know.
I also, it kind of begs the question: how much of this has been a huge influence from just the country that we live in? Because I remember when I went to Europe and I was backpacking for 3 months, I didn't have a lot of clothes. I just had like a couple outfits. And I just remember like that whole urge to like shop and buy stuff, like that all went away. Obviously because I'm in a new country and new surroundings and I'm, overwhelmed with just walking around and checking things out. But I remember when I came back from my trip 3 months later, I like experienced like a reverse culture shock cuz I just remember like, man, like I'm like seeing ads everywhere. Like I check my email and it's just like buy this, buy that. And I noticed like after like 6 months, like I had been rewired to like go shopping again. Like that was like a thing that sort of that came back to me is like, oh, I don't know, I'm bored. Let's just go to the mall and see, let's buy some stuff. And I feel like here it's just like, man, like everything is like telling you to just spend money and consume shit. Like I think that's just like the culture here. It's like huge.
Dude, so for me, like, okay, so let me just say this: I don't steal, but when I'm at like an Airbnb in like another city or state or country, I like to snoop around, but take a look just to see like if people have stuff out available. I like to see how they live, like what kind of shit they. I remember being in Barcelona at this Airbnb, it's a really nice one, a town called Pineda del Calella, and I just remember going through like their drawers and they just had like blow dryer, clippers or whatever. They had just like brushes, first aid kit, a couple of different. It was like everything was just old. There was nothing like new there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing like an actual card, like an ID card for the, being a socio de Football Club Barcelona, and I thought, man, this fucking house, nothing that's like newer than like 2000, but every year they update their credentials with FC Barcelona. Dude, it's like slow living. It reminded me of Mexico in a way that nothing was like, it wasn't like keeping up with the Joneses. There wasn't
Yeah.
the latest gadgets or high tech shit. The closets didn't have like new clothes. It was just like old, like it was like t-shirts and shorts and flip flops. Dude, these people live super.
Yeah.
Everyone seemed kind of happy, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
didn't see like new cars. I didn't see like the latest like Beats by Dre or nothing. And I just
Yeah.
think like I mean, but you're right, man. Sometimes I do that, especially now where I didn't think it'd be, in my wallet. This is burning a hole in my pocket. Spend it. I feel compelled to like go to Best Buy. Let me
Right.
fucking figure out what's going on. That's why I'll ask you technology tips. Like, what's like the latest and greatest? Like I went out and
Right.
bought like these fucking those wireless earbuds, and I tried the Apple ones. They didn't fit. The Samsung ones don't fit. And then I tried the Jabra 65T, whatever the active ones that everyone says, oh, these are the best ones out right now. Work it out. And dude, the right one just fit in my ear, man. But at the end of the day, what do I even fucking need that for? I don't like to go to the gym and be alone in my thoughts. And so I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
make
just it's
I,
just
I
it's weird.
impulse purchases, man. Impulse purchases.
I do that a lot. Impulse purchases on Amazon all the time. It's like, oh, it's only $10 here. It's only $20 here. And you
Yeah,
look.
I used to go on like Woot or like T-shirt Fury or fucking like just get like stupid ass. Dude, why do I even do this? I feel like a kid. Like for a year, I didn't wear band T-shirts for like 10, 15 years. I'm only now coming around to like, you know what? I'm gonna wear my Black Flag T-shirt. I'm gonna go and buy like a Smiths T-shirt and just be that fucking idiot. But it's all impulse, man. Like I was at like a Champs, right? Sporting goods, and I was like, oh, let me buy some new socks. And I'm there, and I'm like, oh, let me buy some shorts. And I'm like, oh, look, there's an LAFC fucking jersey that's like red and fucking has stars. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I've never seen it before. I'm like, well, do I really need that? Oh, it's on sale for $40. And I'm like, dude, I'm not pro U.S. flag guy. Oh, it's 4th of July. Let me go with this custom fucking LAFC jersey. Plus, I don't even wear my LAFC jersey unless I go to the fucking game. So it's just like I said, you're making impulse purchases, cluttering up your fucking closet shit that you don't need. That you think like, oh, that'll be cool on an occasion. But really, man, you need one jacket, a windbreaker, sweater, maybe. I like to have at least 3 weeks worth of like outfits for work. I feel like I don't want to be that bum ass boss that's like wearing the same shit every Monday.
Hmm.
But other than that, dude, I've really trimmed down my personal. I don't need.
You know what I would love to do? Kind of just design an app, right? And you kind of just go about your daily life, and then you go through that whole like urge to like buy something, but then instead of like that money going towards an actual thing, you just end up putting it in a separate account, and then you check
Oh
back like
yeah.
6 months later and see how much money that you know how much money you spent shopping, even though you didn't really buy anything, and then take that money and go on a trip somewhere. Because I feel like traveling is
I
always the
get it.
huh
I get it. That's actually
yeah
a really good idea. Where
like
it's like you have all these impulses to like every like let's say every day or every week you have a certain amount of impulses that cause you to spend imaginary money, or not actually imaginary money, but actually
yeah
spending it. You put it in an account, and then at the end you see how much money you've actually wanted to spend, and then you use that money to be like, okay, use it for something better. I
yeah
like that.
yeah. Well, like for like I want to even go as far as like making it look like you actually like a fake Amazon website that looks exactly the same, and then you go, you put all this shit in your shopping cart, and then you hit purchase, and then it tells you, haha, like you've been tricked, like this is your actual like travel account, it's going towards that. Because like it always goes back to like for me traveling always makes me like remember like how fucking stupid we're living life here in the United States. Like this whole like I don't know. I think everyone's just very individualistic here.
Mm-hmm.
Very about their image and stuff like that, and like Ugo said, keeping up with the Joneses, having the latest beats, having the latest shoes, having the latest phone, and then like when you go travel, you forget about that. That shit all like you're just having the time of your life. You're in a new country. You're in a new culture, and you're just experiencing another part of the world. And then you make friends, and then you connect with people outside of your circle, and it's just an incredible time. And you might spend like $1,000 that you could have used on a new television or whatever the fucking thing that you like, a big purchase that you wanted to make. But then you realize how much more valuable like that experience was.
Yeah.
One thing I started doing a couple of years ago was put like $25 aside every 2 weeks. So every month, like $50, right? And then you figure, I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it's $100 every 2 months. By the end of the year, that's $600, right? And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go out and buy a Christmas gift. My nieces, fucking just dumbass, and I increased it to $75. I'm like saving like $150 a month. And for Christmas now, like I just buy everyone in my family like nice gifts just because I think like, hey man, it's money that I would have spent doing dumbass shit at a bar, opening up a tab for like 60, 80, $150, and just like, or blacking out and dropping like $250. Who the fuck did I buy drinks? Where it's like I could just, use that money on something, I don't want to say more positive, but sharing the wealth.
Yeah.
Yep.
My
Because I
family,
think I,
we don't even buy gifts. We just go on a trip somewhere. That's what we do.
are you Jehovah's Witness?
No, it's just easier because it's gone to the point where the best gifts are the ones that you give yourself. Like everybody that like it's very hard to coordinate and say, hey, I'm gonna buy you a gift. Like you end up not liking it, or it's not fitting, or it's not what you wanted. So now we just go somewhere. We rent a cabin. We go to Lake Tahoe or something. It's much more valuable than, I don't know, buying socks and clothes for your dad. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
Yeah.
yeah, I get where you're coming from, Jaime. Definitely, I definitely hate the culture here where I see a lot of people are like, well, since we can't really coordinate on something that I actually want, why don't you just give me money? And I've always felt like that's a really shitty way to like, celebrate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at least the way I was raised was like you gotta appreciate a gift even if it's not something that you like, because it's a gift, right? But I mean, this is a better alternative. Not maybe not necessarily better, but I like it a lot better than just saying like, "Oh, just give me money." I like the feeling of like, "Oh, hey, let's all go somewhere," and that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a better experience that way.
Yeah. Yeah, you go sledding, it's fun. You're spending time with your family. That's really what matters most.
You know what I like to do? I like to, instead of like spending my money, same thing with separate accounts that I have, like savings accounts. I have three bullshit. One's for just like emergency funds. One's like just bullshit. And now I've begun to like kind of use two of those accounts. And every now and then I'm gonna get a banda, and like I'll invite people over, Borazo, or like send them mariachi.
That's cool.
It's just like, and it's just like, dude, because yeah, I mean, it might be several $100 an hour, and it'd be much better spent in Mexico, where I could get the banda for like,
A day.
yeah, instead of like $1,000 an hour over here for 4 hours, banda for like $150. Have like 16 fools up there banging away and shit, pissing off the neighbor. I just think it's those memories are a little bit more memorable. They cherish them, and if you record them, you record them. I guess I don't know. I don't really like pictures anymore. I figure, hey, fuck it, like all the places I've been to, I'd keep, as long as I don't, get Alzheimer's, I'll remember. I have everything stored away in my head.
I will
Mm.
say I hate that whole like it's definitely a millennial and Generation Z problem of just recording everything. I think it's getting a little bit ridiculous. Can't even go to a music festival without everybody whoring out. In fact, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. So last weekend or this weekend, the weekend that just happened, it was Outside Lands here in the Bay Area, and I had to just log off from Instagram for like those 3 days because everybody, like my entire feed was just everyone. Oh look, I'm at Outside Lands. Oh look, I'm at Outside Lands, and I feel like half the people that go to these fucking venues like Coachella and Lollapalooza, like they're just doing it for the fucking social media hype that they're gonna get. You know, like
Honestly,
all those
oh yeah,
photos and
all that clout. That's pretty much all that people seek.
yeah,
Or
man,
that's or that, you know,
it's
unfortunately for
disgusting.
me, that's all like Laker games. You know, people would go to just be seen. You know, expensive ass ticket to go see LeBron and taking pictures of all of those statues and shit. Here I am drinking a beer in front of the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Were you even watching the game, or you're just,
That's how
you
it is
know?
with the Warriors. And one of my friends, I called him today. I was like, hey man, like you want to go to the Battle of the Bay tomorrow? It's like the Giants and the A's. And he's like, oh yeah, like I'm down. And he's like, oh, I just drove by the Chase Center, like the new stadium that they built for the Warriors in San Francisco. And
Yeah. Where's it
he,
located?
I'm not sure where in the city it's located because he was the one that called me. He was like driving through there, but he was like, yeah, you know, we should go next season. I'm like, bro, I can't afford those tickets. Those tickets gonna be like 300-400 bucks a pop, man. By the way, I don't even think they allow minorities in that stadium, bro. It's like the Warriors, like Oracle Arena, like that arena changed over the last couple of years, man. Like it used to be all these season ticket holders from years, you know, and as the years progressed, it
Dude,
changed. It was a bunch of privileged white people, you know, wearing
that's like if you go
fucking
to
Mhm.
Patagonia jackets and shit, drinking
Patagonia,
LaCroix.
Perrier. Yeah,
Maybe
it's
it's
like
just maybe it's just the fact that people the old season ticket holders from years were like, you know what, I don't want to see this whole fucking bandwagon shit happen. It's probably what happened. You know.
it's like if you go to Detroit or Atlanta, but you go to the games and dude, it's all like white people. Where are all the black people at? You know, where's all the Rosa at? You know, it's all the privileged
Yeah, like Cleveland,
old
you
white
know,
folk for
like
sure.
like the Cavaliers. Like I remember it was like what a couple finals those Warriors and Cavs. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Cleveland is not a bunch of white people. Like I feel like Cleveland's like where the niggas at, bro? Where they at, man?
Right. So that's how I feel about Oakland. Dude, when I'm in Oakland, I see a bunch of Negroes, and yet at the Oracle Arena, I see like a bunch of Asian dudes. I'm like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, man. Gentrification is a real thing.
Well, luckily for us, the Warriors are done this year.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
Woo!
We shall see.
You know what else bothers me? All these fucking breweries, micro brews, people making their own beer. It's like
What's wrong with that?
people making kombucha drinks. I'm like, what the fuck is all this shit? Like,
Kombucha.
I
What
don't get it, man. Like, what happened? You know?
you know, I think you can blame Reddit for a lot of these hobbies that are now super popular. Cuz people on Reddit, they post, you know, their hobbies and then hella people like, "Oh, I can do it. You know, it's on the internet. I can do it now." And now it's like everyone thinks they're it's just like everybody with a MacBook Pro thinks they're a fucking DJ nowadays. You know, it's like that's just what it's become.
Uh-huh.
Oversaturated.
Yeah, and or even all those people like that play video games, and then now they think that they can be on the level of fucking ninja and shit.
Or
You
for
know, it's
me, and this one definitely bothers me the most is anybody that buys a camera, all of a sudden they're an amateur or a professional photographer, and that shit pisses me off. Cause it's what I do. I'm a fucking photographer, and it's like looked upon as like, oh, I do photography too. I have a Nikon. I'm like, no, you don't, bitch. Like, you don't fucking you have that shit in automatic. Fuck off. But it's just so irritating.
Look, man,
Yeah.
I got myself a Rebel T2i. I got myself a Canon 5D. All right, don't hate on me. Man. I'm a street photographer.
Yeah, well, you gotta show me your work, buddy.
I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's like everyone out there. Like, oh yeah, I'm a street photographer. I go to the streets of LA at night, take pictures of town, and it's like, dude, you and like a million other fucking idiots.
Yeah, it's like I don't even want to go to Iceland anymore because it's been overdone. Like every photographer goes to Iceland to take photos. I'm like, fuck. Well, gotta find a new country now.
Hey, but those Groupon flights to Iceland dude, for like $200, it's pretty good, man.
I don't know how they are anymore, because Wow Air is done. It's dead.
Weren't they trying to get people to move there? So that way they can, increase population and shit.
I don't know.
That's what I mean.
All I know is that airline, Wow Air, they fucked some people over because they like just said we're out of business. We're no longer doing flights, as they stranded people there. So they were stuck in Iceland trying to figure out a way home. I'm like, damn, those flights are hell of expensive. It was like $1,000 just to get out of Iceland.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're coming up on an hour. I think we're gonna close it off. Keep the Fight Club going, but we're gonna close off the pod. Want to keep it short.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts for you guys?
Yeah, I'd like to. As an artist, you're never supposed to admit your mistakes. It's, continue, but I definitely would like to edit all my material and start over again. And that's not just for this podcast, but pretty much everything in my life,
Yeah. Absolutely.
Dude, I became a project manager just because I thought, you know what? I've started so many like harebrained schemes or so many bands or little side projects. That I don't ever do anything. I start them and it's a bunch of unfinished. I thought, I'll become a manager. I'll learn how to proper plan and execute, and have some deliverables. And you know what? Here I am, dude, 36 years old, still tons of regrets. People say, "Oh, I don't regret anything," dude. I regret everything. I regret all the chicks that banged. I regret the chicks that did bang. I regret every time I go out and get drunk. I regret when I don't go out and get drunk. Dude, a tough life we lead, man. For first world problem.
I think everybody regrets the girls that they didn't bang. I think
Or the ones you did bang.
Really? I don't think I've ever regretted a. And I've fucked some fat chicks, bro. So I'm like, you know what I mean? I've never regret that shit. You know what I mean?
Más panza, más chanza.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever regretted. I mean, but then again, I'm not over here cousin fucking like you, so yeah, maybe.
Okay. Quick topic. All right, I know it's like an hour mark, but check this. Well, how many chicks have you hooked up with, or even like try to date, and then you meet like sister, cousins, and you're like, I made the wrong decision, or I jumped in too quick. I should have scouted a little bit more.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have been introduced to those people if you hadn't done the. So it's like you're in now.
Dude, I'm telling you, friends can become lovers, but lovers become friends. I don't believe in the friend zone. I believe that everyone's fair game. So you guys kind of go out and hang out. People don't date, people hang out. So you do that. You're like, oh, yeah, let me see your group of friends. Okay, real quick. Do you guys do the social media background checks? Do you stalk these chicks to see who they are, what they're about?
I'm not gonna lie, a little bit, but not too much.
You mean like? Cool. Here's the thing. I'm just playing the field, bro. Like I'm out there.
You're
Like
going for you're going for Wilt Chamberlain numbers. Fuck, the more the merrier.
no. Like what I mean is I don't. It's not like I knew these girls beforehand. Like I'm meeting them. Like I'm matching with them on Bumble, and we're talking it up. We're exchanging phone numbers. We're meeting up, but we don't exchange social media shit unless they ask. But
Yeah, but dude, you save your number, right? In your phone, you save their phone, and you go to like people you may know based on.
sounds like Facebook, and I don't use Facebook. That's the thing. I
No, but
I don't use Facebook, so I don't have that social background tool at my
they kind
disposal.
they kind of do it for IG as well. So yeah, Ugo's onto something because like both Facebook and IG kind of suggest people for you to add based on it could be mutual friends or it could be the fact that you have their number in your contacts list. So yeah,
Mm.
he's onto something saying like you kind of like stalked him a little bit. Yeah, I mean that's why I said I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do sometimes.
And this is
But
why they call him Rick the Stalker. He knows.
oh, you know what? I mean, one of these days I'll tell you guys a story. We'll say that
Oh
for another
man,
podcast.
I definitely want to hear that story. But so here's the thing. Like I like to be fucking surprised, man. Like that's me. Like I don't want to go off of what's already been said. I want you to tell the story for me. So it's like when I meet these girls, like the less I know, the better. Honestly, unless I find out they're still married or dating someone, and then there's a dude in the picture, and then I'm in trouble, and that has happened to me before. So
Well, thanks to you and our boy Six from Chicago, I checked out Bumble and Hinge and got a bunch of likes. These chicks hitting me up, they're saying that, oh, we should. I'm like, are these bots? Or are these real people? I don't know. I mean, I haven't taken anyone, on an offer yet, but they're
um,
there, man, in my inbox.
I wouldn't be too concerned. The one that was plagued with bots was Tinder. So Bumble's pretty legit. I can definitely verify it's legit.
Yeah,
What about
Um,
yeah.
Grinder? I've been told I should go on Grinder. What's all that all about?
you would do really well on Grinder. Yeah,
And a
man.
lot of dope chicks or what?
You can get like blowjobs on demand with Grinder.
Yeah, a lot of
Our
hot chicks or what?
we have one of the members on our Discord server. So wrong. He's one of those like Grinder gods, man. He's really good in that app.
Yeah, or meeting like fake Cambodian chicks, coming up with some backstory on them.
That's Ninju.
That's Ninju.
I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. All right, I'm gonna end the podcast real quick. Probably gonna have to edit this, but it's fine.
Yeah.